So that's one statement. But my next question is, will you ever get this vaccine, Sherri?
Me? No. Nope. And I'm already kind of mentally prepared for that, that if that clips my wings and, does a lot of different things. And, fortunately I've got an online business. I can work from home, but it would make me really sad to not be able to live my life. Make me really sad. I love to travel. I've been all over the world a lot. And, when I was 29 years old, I just made a decision. I wanted to see 100 countries before I died. And I'm at 72. And so it would make me sad that I wouldn't be able to complete that. And it would make me sad that I would not be able to participate, but I'm not going to get that. I'm not. Yeah. And I know a lot of my friends who speak equally as strongly that no, I'm not going to get that mark of the beast. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Yeah, well, I'm real close to coming out and publicly saying that I feel that way too. I'm it's probably just a matter of days here. And again, that's its own little mark as well. And but you got to kind of let the chips fall where they may. And after these discussions, I just don't even see how I would ever even consider it. And yet the potential fallout would be incredible. And I can already see the reaction of the citizenry when they say, how dare you put my grandmother in danger? How dare you do this? How dare you be so selfish? And I can already see the way that they've engineered the population to self-censor each other, right? And so the government doesn't even have to go after me. My neighbors will. And that's scary.
It is scary. And you're right. That's why I wish that, if I could say anything to like President Trump, I would say, you ran on a campaign, and I'm a Trump fan. I have been from the beginning. And you ran on a campaign of draining the swamp. Make sure that you've got some advisors around you that are not swamp monsters. You need to hear this message. You need to know what's going on a global basis. You need to, there needs to be a complete, like I said, I listened to your interview with Judy, and she said there needs to be a complete moratorium on the entire vaccination program for at least 5 years. I say at least 5 years. I say like forever. We don't need any of this stuff, and I just think that all of these 3-letter agencies need to be closely examined and see what the fraud is happening behind those scenes of President Trump took the step to no longer fund the World Health Organization. It was kind of interesting. A couple of days after that happened, I was interviewed by an Italian journalist who was really good, and she asked great questions. And the first question she asked me was, what do Americans think about President Trump taking this step to not fund the World Health Organization? And I said, well, quite frankly, unless you're in this sector and you know what they do and you see what they probably didn't even make their radar screen. They probably didn't even, didn't mean anything to them. And she said, well, that's too bad because people in Europe are like turning cartwheels. They're so happy. I said, well, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that, because the World Health Organization has the heel of their boot on all these countries over there. But over here, they don't really know. I don't think people did, unless you were kind of in that sector of knowing what that was about. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it was a great play move. I thought it was. He's a gamesman. He's a great gamesman. He does great gamesmanship.
Yeah.
And I think that it was really a good move.